And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for the premiere of DC's and HBO Max series Peacemaker Episode 2. Now, I did say I was going to continue doing all three episodes individually because I think a whole video on all three episodes would have been too long, so I figured I'd just break it down. So the one thing I didn't get to talk about from the first episode was that amazing entrance of the opening of the show, which basically is a dance number between all the cast members who are in this show, and none of them are all dancers apparently. And I thought that dance sequence that they all do, they're all like doing like this and doing this. I thought that was really, really cool, and I never saw anything like that in television. And it just shows you, like, when you first watch that, it shows you what kind of tone this show is going to be. It shows, how much fun everybody had with this show. You can tell just by watching it that everybody had a great time filming this, performing in this, and just had fun being with each other. So, let's talk about the episode itself, because episode 2, I think, was a lot cooler. And, I wanted to save, what I want to talk about for number 2 at the end of number 1 in this one, because it helps us balance it out a little bit more. So the ending of number 1, basically, Cena's character, Peacemaker, Chris, he just got out of prison, and you know what guys who get out of prison first want to do normally is obviously get drinks and get laid. So Cena's character, Peacemaker, figures, hey, the new girl, hardcore, she's cool, she's hot, I might as well hook up with her. She denies him, obvious reasons. And so he decides to just hook up with this random chick he meets at a bar. And then, when he hooked up with her, and this is all the first episode, so I'm just recapping from the first episode, because I wanted to say from here. So it's just basically, them hooking up, and then we get a cool fight scene, like I said in the first episode, but it was really Cena fighting this chick who just apparently became a metahuman out of nowhere and started having vicious anger moments. Now, I thought it was a single DC character that I had no idea who. I thought it was like a cheetah type character, but it wasn't. It was these butterfly, secret invasion kind of characters that just apparently got, took over somebody's body and wanted to destroy the world. So she attacks Cena, or Peacemaker, sorry, attacks Peacemaker. They have a big fight, and then at the end of the episode, the first episode, it just ends where he has his helmet, and apparently his helmet could do a whole bunch of different things. I never knew that. I don't know too much about his Peacemaker comic roots, but apparently his helmet can do different things, and apparently it created a force field around him and blew her into like a billion pieces, and it ended like there. And then in the second episode, which is now, it starts off with Cena, Peacemaker, sorry, I keep saying Cena because it is Cena. Peacemaker keeps, he just decides, you know what, I gotta clean up what I need to clean up, get my stuff out of there, and hit the high road. His car was destroyed, so he had no way of getting out of there. So he had to call hardcore to go pick him up, but there was no way to track him. But then he forgot that the chip in his brain, the bomb in his brain, is also a tracker. So she went to go track him down. She went to go get Amanda Waller's daughter to help pick him up. And the first couple of minutes of the second episode was just literally Peacemaker getting out of that hotel room. It was amazing. Him picking things that he likes. Apparently he liked that woman's music collection. He just starts randomly taking like stuff that he wants, like, oh, I like this, or whatever it was. I thought that was cool. And he just starts taking random shit that made no sense at all. He starts packing it up, and the FBI show up and the cops show up trying to find out what the heck is going on. They track him down, and then he ends up finding this couple upstairs in the 3rd floor, I think, and he kidnaps them. And boy, oh boy, I mean, the guy was kind of a loser, but the wife was like, hey, you know what, you're cute, maybe we should like hook up or something. And trying to flirt with Peacemaker while he's kind of holding a knife to them and trying to escape the law. And this woman is basically flirting with with the murderer who's about to kill them, and the poor husband is like, "Are you seriously doing that now?" I thought that stuff was hilarious. I thought they did a really good job of just capturing what kind of a character Peacemaker is. And it goes back to what I said before in the last previous video, that he just wants, I feel like he wants attention and he wants friends because he doesn't get friends that often. And he will hook up with anybody or just be friends with anybody and try to create conversation. That's what he was trying to do. And, and then we just get to see the whole episode. It was just him escaping from that hotel. And it was amazing. I thought it worked really good. Then they had to fix the problem. Like, oh, wait, they can track his license plate from his car. His car wasn't completely destroyed, but you can still track down the registration. So the geek guy, I keep forgetting his name, I apologize. He had to work his magic, and he kind of did something kind of crazy. He kind of blamed and, I guess, framed Peacemaker's dad into be like, oh yeah, you were the one at the scene of the crime. So the cops show up to his house. They're like, hey, were you involved here, here, or there? And then it was a whole thing to make sure that Peacemaker's dad was the one who took the fall without Peacemaker knowing, and also, keeping those witnesses that he left tied up, make sure they don't spill the beans that it was actually Peacemaker, Chris, who was the one who tied them up, and they had to bribe them and to make it look like, oh yeah, it was this guy, and pointing at his dad to the cops. Then Peacemaker's dad gets arrested. So I thought that second episode really was cool. And then it just sets up the third episode really nicely. It just sets up the team has to, officially start their mission. And, basically, they got to go fight, I guess, a senator or a senator, I believe. And his family, they might be, they're targets. So they have to get taken out. They might be dirty, so they have to get taken out. And even Peacemaker was like, even the children? Yeah, even the children, apparently. That's how messed up this show is. And, that was basically the gist of what they're going to have to do for the next episode. And we also get a cool moment where we get to meet Vigilante for the first time. He shows up, and he's trying to cheer up, Peacemaker by taking him out to the woods and start shooting guns and just, trying to be himself again. And when we get to meet Vigilante, like I said before, Vigilante to me is like a bargain basement version of what Ryan Reynolds' character would be on a Saturday night sketch in the costume. He was basically a bootleg Deadpool. He sounded like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, but a little bit more high pitched a little bit, and I thought he worked really, really well. His chemistry with Peacemaker was great. He's always telling, Peacemaker fell down at one point where he's like, well, I don't even do this. I mean, even me killing people is not giving me joy anymore. And you have Vigilantes like, hey, man, killing people is a great thing. This is what we do. Sure, are there scumbags that we have to kill? Yeah, as long as we helping the good people. We're killing the bad guys, the ones who deserve to get killed. That's what our thing is, and that's what we have to do. He's just trying to cheer him up, but I thought that worked out really, really well. And I think they did a really good job with the second episode, just continuing of what, who these characters are and making us care about them. Oh, and also, I almost forgot, they officially made canon Batmite. Now, if you don't know who Batmite is, Batmite in the comics is a little tiny little thing that follows Batman around. It's kind of annoying, kind of like Mixoplex. The guy who always follows Superman around, who's always, interdimensional creature. They officially made him canon. Will we ever see him? Who knows? But he's canon now to the DCEU, so I thought that was cool. Showing us that the intergalactical, interdimensional beings are existing here as well. Now, we also get to see, we don't get to see too much of, like, what the villains are here yet. But I think that's going to be in 3. And I have a cool theory about that. What can that possibly be moving forward? But I'll say that for the third one. So, Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Peacemaker episode 2. Did you guys like this one? Are you guys liking this episode so far? Or are you guys not like, it was alright? I'm telling you, I think the tones are just getting better and better with the episodes. And I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I think next week's episode is number 4, which I think is on a Thursday, but I have to double check. So leave a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much, and have a good day.